Just 4 days to go until England get their World Cup campaign started against Croatia. And today, Thomas Tuchel's squad will get their first look at their team hotel for the tournament. Football correspondent Rob Dorset is there for us in Kansas City.
Well, this is it. Our first look at the England team hotel. This will be their base for as long as they are in the World Cup, and the players will get to see it a little bit later on today. Let me tell you a bit about it, though, because you have to remember this is England's third choice base, and that's because FIFA had a brochure for all of the team bases that they could choose during this World Cup. But because England aren't playing matches here in Kansas City, Argentina, the Netherlands and Algeria, who are, got the first picks ahead of England. So you can see that England have made a massive effort. The FA have made a massive effort to try and make it their own. You can see that huge white tent behind me with all the air conditioning ducts coming off it. That's the gym that the FA have built. Right next to it, you can see they've planted some new trees to try and give the players a little bit more privacy when they're relaxing. I have to be honest, it's not like any other England camp I've seen before. In Germany 2 years ago, in Russia all those years ago, the England team hotel and base was down a secluded road a long way away from the general public. It gave them that seclusion, it gave them that privacy. We knew the players were playing golf in Germany. They were outside playing football and tennis and cricket and that sort of thing. In truth, they've got a smaller footprint here, a smaller area to do all of that. But we've seen in the 15 minutes we've strolled around the hotel that they have put a basketball court up for them. There's some nice relaxing areas for them. The FA will have pulled out all the stops to make it as home from home and as special a camp for those England players as possible. But for the local residents, they've got a very, very good view of this England squad for the whole of the tournament. We'll see the England team arrive later on here from Kansas City. They're expected to fly from what's been their base for the first couple of weeks in West Palm Beach. They will arrive here later on, and by the time they do, expect this place to be a lot more secure. There'll be more police here, there'll be more security guards for certain. And that's the first look that the England players will get of what will be their home for the next few weeks and maybe longer, they hope.
So England relocating to their base in Kansas today. It's a fairly central location in the States, which means time zones isn't so much of a factor when travelling. What is a factor, though, is the distances they are going. It is a 1,500-kilometre round trip to Dallas for the opening game against Croatia in 4 days' time. Then it's back-to-back trips to the East Coast and Boston to face Ghana, and then New York as well for the final group game with Panama. Both of those 3,500 kilometres round trips. It's a 3-hour flight. And what that means is that England are covering some of the largest distances in the group stage of any team, only behind Curacao, Austria and Bosnia and Herzegovina. We'll come back to that one. But this is the list of the most travelled teams. So group stage travel distance going from base to location of game, and then back again to base. Curacao at the top, Austria, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and then come England, fourth most distance travelled in the group stage. And if you actually compare that to some of the tournament favourites as well, Spain and France, lower down on the list there for travel distances, will fatigue player partners England head through the tournament. Let's bring you this again then. Lots to look at here, but essentially in the horizontal we have travel distance. So how far are you travelling in the group stage to your games and back again? And in the vertical, we have got descending opponent FIFA ranking, the average of your opponent's FIFA ranking. So we split it into 4 quarters. So if you're in the top right, you're going a long way and you're playing tough opponents. Obviously, then in the bottom left corner, you're travelling short distances and playing, on paper, easier opponents. So where do England fit in here? Here is the England badge, travelling a long way as well. Look, we did the distances on the last graphic. They're travelling a long way, but actually playing slightly weaker opponents. Just to pick out some of the other teams as well, we can see Brazil here, based in New Jersey. They've only got a couple of short journeys. Spain as well. Now, Spain are interesting because they're based in Tennessee, and they've only got 2 very, very short journeys nearby to Atlanta before going to Guadalajara for their final group game against Uruguay. So that gives you a sense, really, of kind of who have got the easier groups. You're looking at Brazil, Belgium, Spain, Switzerland even there. And then who is going the further distances there? We've got England there too. So what do we think about travel, Jay? Is travel a major factor for these players? You know how it is to take long flights?
Yeah, I mean, depends if you travel on a 747 or a G4.
Oh, what?
No, I mean, I think travel is a factor. They will be told to drink a lot more when hydrate. They'll probably be wearing compression tights as well when they travel, and I think that takes more toll than the actual weather, because when you look at all the players that are in this competition, most of them will play in Europe anyway. So it's all pretty much there or thereabouts. But travel is going to be a factor, and like you said there, the likes of Spain and France, I think because they're travelling a lot less than England, it will make it easier for them.
Yeah, maybe in the next hour, Jay can talk us all through how tough it is travelling on private jets.